If I did not have my Catholic faith, I would have killed myself a long time ago. Trust me, with the stress and the things I've gone through and the pain and suffering that I'm even feeling right now, oh, you have no idea. I wouldn't wish it on the devil himself. This is terrible. And so I have to just pioneer and press on. Life goes on. Bills need to be paid. Things need to be done. I have to work. I have to pray. I have things to do, whether I like it or not, and sick or not. Okay? Because I have no one but me. So I have God and I have me. The point is, I still make time to preach, evangelize, to pray, to go to church, to go to confession, and to tend to the sick and elderly, and to other people sometimes. Whenever I'm out and about, I'm always talking about the Lord. Whenever I get a chance, I don't want to lose my blessings, but I do give food, water, money I don't really have to people on the side of the street when I can. I mean, I'm always trying to live a Christ-like life, even though there are times where I feel like God has decided I'm his enemy or something because, but just in case, I have to try anyway. I do more than I think anyone else I know, and I don't know a lot of people in their personal lives, but those I do know who are supposedly uber Catholics, I don't even think they hold a candle, and I'm not bragging, I'm just saying they have excuses of careers and wives and kids and sports teams to go to and blah, 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 blah. But I don't think I've never seen them, even when I hang out with them, ever boldly evangelize, even a Muslim, out in public like I have. I don't see them handing out rosaries and scapulars and medals and pamphlets on how to pray properly. Okay, I don't see them stopping and helping and talking to the homeless and saying Jesus cares about you here. I'm doing this. Don't thank me. Thank the Lord for this food or this money or whatever. You need a ride, even though you could probably kill me. You probably have a gun. It's raining. It's midnight. And I don't know who you are. You look like a thug that just got out of prison, but I'm going to pick you up anyway because I know what it's like, and I wouldn't want to be stuck walking in the rain at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I end up regretting it because they want to go 10 miles down the road. I'm like, oh, this is why nobody picks you up. One, you could probably kill me, and two, now you want me to drive you to another 3 towns away, and it's like, I just thought you wanted to ride up the road. I didn't know that you needed to be driven to like Westbrook. I mean, come on. But now since I've done it, I'm not going to just put you back out in the rain. I guess we got to do this now. And it costs me gas and time and whatever. So I see why people don't want to go out of their way for strangers, but I do. Not all the time, but it's whenever I can. And several times, Don and I have done this and put our lives in jeopardy to help people. But every one of those times, except for one ungrateful guy who was really rude and ungrateful and had me going shopping for him and everything else. It wasn't just a ride he wanted. He was in the rain. I offered him a ride. Then he wanted me to bring him here and there, and he wanted food, and I had to pay for it all. And I'm like, whoa, what is it? You're taking advantage of somebody now. And another guy did that to me too. One time I asked him if he wanted money, and I said, I'm not going to give you money, but if you're hungry, I'll pick one of these fast food restaurants. What do you want? So he wanted Subway. So I take him to Subway. He ordered 2 footlongs meals. Okay, he ended up costing me almost $40, and he still wanted more. I'm like, whoa. I asked you if you wanted a 6-inch sandwich and some chips and a drink, and you went and ordered enough for like 3 people here. And so I was stuck with the bill because I left him. I went to use the bathroom and I left him to order. And he went and ordered all this. I'm like, don't ever do that again. Don't ever ask me for anything again because now you've taken advantage of me. I don't have that kind of money. I was trying to do you a favor and help you and be a good Christian. And this is why people want to help people. So, whatever. But this is what I deal with. You got to do it anyway. And I would want someone to help me if I was in trouble. And people have helped me in the past. So you got to do the right thing anyway. And it's going to cost you. And that's why people don't want to do it. So, But I will tell you there's been a few times where I have picked strangers off the road. And then they would see, like, I'd be praying or I'd have a rosary or whatever. They'd be like, well, what are you, a Christian or something? And I'm like, and that was my open door to start preaching Jesus. If they didn't say something, they would have heard about him anyway, whether they liked it or not, because I have them trapped in the backseat of my car, and they have a ride. Hey, you want the ride? And you're going to hear about God. When I have the person in the car, hey, they chose to get in the car, they wanted a ride, And they're going to hear about Jesus. This is a Christian car, I tell them. And so I ask them, I'm like, do you know God? And I try to basically show them how their problems, a lot of them, they really need Jesus and he can help them. And, and then when a lot of them will start crying and just confessing to me. And I never ask them to confess anything, but I listen. And then I'm able to minister to them. And I usually send them off with a prayer card or a rosary or a chaplet of Divine Mercy pamphlet and a rosary or a miraculous medal or something, and they give me a hug and they're teary-eyed and like, thank you so much, whatever. I think I'm going to go back to church or whatever. So it's those moments. Now after that, after I planted the seed and done my part, I did the best I could. And now it's not, their blood's not on my hands, and what they do with it after, if they go downhill again or whatever, don't go to church, that's their problem. That's on them. But we have got to do our part down here. You can't just be a Christian by title or a Catholic by title or just Catholic for yourself and just, go to church and that's it and only worry about you and your family or love. No. We are supposed to bring Christ to the world, a hurting world, to the homeless, to the criminals, to the atheists, the Muslim, everyone, everywhere, anytime. And so I know it is dangerous, but we have to do it anyway. We are an army, If you get killed doing it, guess what? You're a martyr and a saint. Good for you. You're not losing anything down here. I mean, folks, at this point, I'm going to end this video, but you need to ask yourself something. If you were to die right now, are you one of those people who are like, oh, I don't want to die. I have a good life. I like my job. I have a wife. I have kids. I have a vacation planned. I haven't done everything I want to do on my bucket list yet. I still want to live. Then that means that you don't love God as much as you're supposed to. You love people, places, and things and yourself more than God. You're not doing what Jesus said. Jesus said, do not love your life to the death. You're loving your life to the death. And because of it, you don't want to die. You don't want to die because you know you're probably going to go to hell, so you don't want to die for that reason. Can't blame you. Because you're not living right. And you're not living for God, which is why you were created. So you're in trouble, and you know it. So you want to prolong it as long as possible. Why don't you use that time you're given to get right with God so you don't have to go to hell? And then second of all, you don't want to die because you are too in love with your life or life itself, and things of the world, and so that shows you right there you're probably not going to heaven, and you're not worthy, and you know what? You love other people, places, and things more than God. Again, you should be very concerned with that. That's against the Bible. And then third, you don't have faith. And even though a lot of people claim to be Catholics and Christians, when the time comes to die or to die a martyr, they're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Because they don't really believe that Jesus is going to be waiting for them and that they're going to go to heaven, or, that there's another life after this. It's like they want to believe that or they kind of believe it, just to get through life. But when the time comes to really think about it, I don't know if I really believe everything the Bible says. I don't know if there really is a heaven or a hell. I don't know if, maybe we're reincarnated. Maybe we just die and go to sleep and that's it and turn to dust and we don't exist anymore. I hear people say things like that, and that's stupid. I know you're doing it. Like, I know people think that way. And yet they were Catholic or Christian their whole life. You weren't really a Catholic or a Christian then. You didn't really have faith, did you? Because the whole purpose of our faith is believing in a God you can't see or prove, and believing in an afterlife, and believing that there's a heaven or a hell to go to. And so you live life now accordingly, knowing that there's a God and a judgment day and a heaven and a hell. And if you really believe that, you're going to have fear of God and love of God, and you're going to live a different life than most people down here. You're going to live very radically different than the atheists and the pagans and the witches and the Satanists and the Muslims and everybody else, and the Hindus and the Buddhists and the New Agers, because you believe and should know for a fact that the Bible is true and that Jesus Christ is Lord and that there is a heaven, a hell, and a judgment day. And yet you will not... Another video freezing here. So... your body will die. This biomechanical skin suit made out of the dust of the earth will return to dust, but you are merely going to live on. You're just going to leave your body like a snake sheds its skin. And you're going to still be you, and you're going to be eternally here. You're going to be here for all eternity, either in heaven or hell. And you need to live your life accordingly, knowing that that's what's going to happen to you. And listen, not believing that is not going to change anything. It's going to happen whether you believe it or not. There is a hell whether you want to believe it or not. There's a heaven whether you believe it or not. There's Jesus Christ as Lord and God and Creator whether you believe it or not. And you're going to find out the hard way. And the whole point of our faith is so that you and other people do not find out the hard way. And so a lot of people don't want to be religious or Christian or especially Catholic because they want to enjoy their life just in case. Just in case everybody goes to heaven. Just in case we just get reincarnated. Just in case there is nothing after this. Just in case they don't make it to heaven anyway. They want to live their life now so that if they're going to burn in hell, they want to make sure. There's that stupid song which is quite catchy, and I used to like it until I listened to the lyrics. And it says something about, hey, 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 since we're going to go to hell anyway, I'm going to and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and woohoo. And it's really catchy. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what am I singing to? What am I dancing to? Oh my gosh. So I'm like, I can't like this song because it's basically saying, hey, we're going to go to hell anyway. So party it up, do whatever you want because you're going to burn anyway. So you might as well enjoy your life now and make it worth burning for eternity. Or you can stop the nonsense and sinning and not have to worry about burning in eternity. So yeah, maybe you can't have a little fun now. I don't know why you consider sin fun anyway. Offending God is fun. Being a whoremonger is fun. Being a drug addict and an alcoholic and a pervert is fun. Being immodest and walking around being treated like a piece of meat is fun. Then there's something wrong with you and you deserve to be in hell.